It's 7:30. We're scheduled at 7:30 for the public hearings. The first public hearing is to adjust the boundary line between Warren and Frederick counties in the Forest Hollow Road area. Mr. Stanley.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, request is for the board to consider a boundary adjustment to the Warren-Frederick County line in the Foster Hollow area. As you mentioned, a boundary line dispute was raised in 2018 via the Virginia Department of Elections regarding precinct lines around the state. The area in question in this location affected the congressional district since Warren County votes in the 6th district and Frederick County in the 10th district. Warren County staff contacted Frederick County to evaluate the GIS data in this area relative to the county lines and associated property lines. It was discovered that parcels were subdivided and recorded in Warren that have been taxed in Warren that are actually located in Frederick County. A community meeting was held in this room on February 28th to review the situation with affected landowners. Following discussions during that meeting, a proposed adjustment to the line was developed to bring those that had thought they were located in Warren and were paying taxes in Warren into Warren County. In addition, one Frederick County parcel was identified to also be shipped into Warren to allow for the new boundary to follow Route 675 Foster Hollow Road as a clean, clear boundary. At the meeting, the Frederick County property owner was agreeable to the adjustment. Procedure for a voluntary boundary line adjustment between two counties with no conditions attached is for each county to hold a public hearing on the proposed boundary line adjustment agreement. Then, if approved by both counties, a petition is to be filed in either circuit court for approval by court order. If the court enters the order, copies are sent to each county and to the Secretary of the Commonwealth. The proposed boundary line adjustment agreement has been drafted and is attached for your review and consideration this evening, as well as the plat of the subject properties and proposed boundary line. The Frederick County Board of Supervisors held a public hearing at its meeting on August 14 and voted to approve the proposed boundary line adjustment. And Dwayne, if you could hit the lights, I'm going to walk through the situation visually. I'll try. Yes, Paul. So the first slide, between Cedar Creek over in the Shenandoah, Frederick Warren nexus, all the way to Route 345-22, it is a straight shot, straight line all the way to 522. The area in question or in dispute is the area of Foster Hollow Road. Here's that straight line as surveyed by Marcia Legg and the affected properties in the area. Here's that county line as it exists today and has existed since 1836 when Warren was peeled off partly from Frederick. This area in white is the area of dispute that we're talking about. Again, issues arose due to concerns about from the general elections, voter registrar, in order to prevent voter fraud. Frederick County contracted Marcia Legg land surveyors to complete a survey of the area. We're going to be splitting the cost with Frederick on that. Parcels needed to be in Warren are in fact physically located in Frederick, and these parcels are accessed by Foster Hollow Road, which has been highlighted here in blue. Here's an example deed. This deed completed in 1987, designated to be in the North River Magisterial District of Warren County, despite the majority of the parcel. So here's the parcel. The red line is the current 1836 line between the two counties. Nowhere on that plat does it depict the boundary line between the two counties. So that lack of boundary line notation helped perpetuate this issue. Here's another deed, completed in 1948, designated to be in the Cedarville Magisterial District, which is now the North River District. It indicates in the deed a portion may be located in the Apecan District of Frederick County, but does not provide any boundary line notation on the plat. So again, the community meeting was held, we had the discussion, and One of those rare occasions where you can get consensus at the community meeting for most of the attendees. The proposed boundary, it's going to be a little hard to see here, but basically the red line is the existing 1836 line. This blue line is the proposed line that follows Foster Hollow, picks up this straight line here between the parcels, comes over and ties back in. So this chunk of all these parcels here have been taxed in Warren. Their kids have gone to school in Warren County. They voted in Warren County. We provided fire and rescue services, sheriff's department services over the years. This one parcel here was the one in Frederick. With that person coming on board, we're able to use this straight line, hit Foster Hollow Road, so that everybody involved, sheriffs, everybody in the future, will know exactly where that county boundary line is located. So it'll be a nice clean line as proposed. With that, Mr. Chairman, I'd be happy to answer any questions if you have any before the public hearing.
Does anyone on the board have a question for Mr. Stanley?
I was just going to mention, I read in Winchester Star, I think the vote was a 4-3 vote, majority in.
It was the same 4-3 vote to advertise. And I think it was more of, to be honest, I think it was folks that just felt like it ought to be a straight line. It's been a straight line since 1836. Why change it? And I completely understand that. On the flip side, I think we're trying to solve a problem and try to accommodate some residents that really through no fault of their own have been dealt the cards of the situation, and we're trying to find the best way to fix that.
And I read that the residents that are in Frederick County thought they were in Warren County, pleaded with their board to make the change, and the majority did.
Anyone else? If not, normally, we ask for the applicant to speak. But at this point, there's no applicant. Unless there's someone from the board in Frederick County that would like to speak. Okay, if not, at our conclusion, we'll be allowed to ask questions, which we've done. And when there's no other questions, the public gets invited to speak. So we will open the public hearing. Ms. Muntz, has anyone signed to speak?
No, sir, but Mr. Dunkel, would you like to come up and speak?
See,
Oh.
I guess Mr. Dunkel's gone. Is there anyone that would care to speak at this time? Is there anyone that would care to speak at this topic?
I would. I've been back there for 42 years.
Come on up to the podium, please.
I live back
Name
there.
and address, please.
My name's Joe Grizzle. I own a piece of land y'all had up there on the board. And I've lived there 42 years.
Address, please. Address. Name and address.
241 Foster Hollow Road. There's that piece y'all showed up there. But I've been paying my taxes and stuff down here in Warren County all the time I've been there. Raised a few kids up there. We even tried to take some of them to Winchester schools and they wouldn't let us. And so now since they wouldn't let us, then I don't want to be. You know, I don't want to go over that county. So I just soon stay here where I'm at. I'd like to leave everything just like it is. We come down here and vote and carry on like that. I told everybody over in Winchester, if they changed my line, I'd vote them out. I would work against them. Thank you. I'd just like to leave everything like it is.
Okay.
Of course, most of you know me, but I'm Sammy Campbell, 253 Foster Hollow Road, Stephen City, but Warren County resident. I have worked in Warren County for over 30-some years at Maddox Funeral. I've served the public here in Warren County. I want to stay in Warren County. I went to school here, and all of my friends and family are here in Warren County. I do not want to be put in Frederick County. I went to the meeting over there, and I'm with Mr. Grizzle. I'd vote every one of them off. Except the ones that voted for us. I'd leave them stay. But anyhow, they plead mercy on the board that you will consider leaving us in Warren County, those that want to stay in Warren County and not be in Frederick County. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Is there anyone else that would care to speak? Please come forward, name and address.
My name's Carol Hall, I'm at 261 Foster Hollow Road, also a Warren County resident, born and raised in Warren County. Warren County schools, voted Warren County. I know some of you people on the board, and believe it or not, that's my little brother. But it is true. But yeah, I'd just like for you guys to make the right decision, because this is going to affect our lives, and it's not just about boundary lines, it's about people where they live, and you know, we have a community out there, it's part of Warren County. And I would like to stay. I hope you guys vote for us to stay in Warren County. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Anyone else care to speak?
I'm Catherine Rozier. I live at 212 Foster Hollow. Where on the road is the dividing line going to be? Because it looks like it runs right down the middle of Foster Hollow Road.
Mr. Stanley?
I believe that's correct. I have to go back and look, and I can let you know exactly, but I think that's, you know, it's going to be split between two VDOT residencies. Typically, when they're splitting, they go right down the middle. I'm assuming it's a prescriptive easement, which means the property lines touch in the middle. Therefore, that county boundary will be in the middle of that prescriptive easement.
Okay, because I wonder who's going to plow the snow into my driveway like they always do. Okay, thank you.
Is there anyone else that would care to speak? Please come forward.
Hi, thank you for your time. My name is Pat Grizzle. I'm Joe Grizzle's wife. Before I met him, the property that he lives on was actually my grandfather's, and it just means so much more to me because of the background. I realize that, you know, I don't have that many more years left here, but I'd like to stay where, you know, it was my grandparents' land. I played on it as a child, you know, little girl. Went up through the lane where I now have a home with my husband. And I have aunts and uncles and cousins all up and down the road. So I would just hate to see us taken out of the county that we've loved and lived in all these years. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else care to speak? Please come forward.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is John D. Christian Sr., 292 Foster Hollow Road. I built my home in 1972. Prior to building my home, I saw an aerial map which showed the boundary line going through my property. As shown on the map, the one that had a straight line. So I had my land surveyed. First of all, surveyor and company, he's not around anymore. I said, I want to know exactly where the boundary line is because I want to build my home on the Frederick County's side. The reason being, my wife and I, we're 82 years old now. We graduated from Janesville High School. Our 3 children graduated from Janesville High School, and our home's in Frederick County. So he established a line, got the contractor to build my home, and I said, here's the line. We measured off 35 yards, 105 feet. And I said, I do not want any part of my house on the Warren County side because I want to go to Frederick County schools, and Frederick County is my home. That was 1972. So can you imagine the shock that I experienced 48 years later when I get a letter saying that my voting district has been changed to Warren County? What a shock. But anyway, that's been changed. I went to the hearing similar to this in Frederick County last 1 week ago tonight. And they said that the line goes right through your house, so the line goes right through my house. This change that's being proposed is the right thing to do. Not just for me, keep me in Frederick, but most of the other people, it's just the opposite situation. I appreciate that y'all see it that way and vote accordingly. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anyone else care to speak? Call anyone else care to speak? Third and final call. Public hearing is closed.
I move that the Board of Supervisors approve the attached resolution to adjust the boundary line between Warren and Frederick counties and the Foster Holler areas outlined. I further move that the board authorize the county administrator and county attorney to execute all necessary documents, record the changes in the clerk's office of Frederick and Warren counties.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
I believe at the beginning of the meeting, Mr. Stanley had said something about this was not necessarily a resolution, but this was more of an actual motion.
Oh, okay.
That's my fault, Mr. Secretary.
So you want to revise that?
I'll take it off.
You just revise it.
Or you have
You want me to
say it's a
revise
motion?
it to
Agreement, attached agreement.
Okay.
the attached agreement? Okay, so instead of attached resolution, attached agreement.
Yes.
I second that.
Is there any discussion? I'd like to make one comment on it. And that many times, we look at pure facts, and you look at a line that's drawn. But there's an emotional attachment when it comes to this type of situation. When families for years and years have dealt with one area and then be told differently. And it's really a testament to two counties that can come together and agree and work for what's best for their citizens. I'd just like to thank Sammy. You were rather persistent in this amongst other people, but it was very important you did what you did, and I really appreciate it. Okay?
I would like to say I'm very happy to hear people say they want to be on Warren County. Thank you all very much.
Do we have a roll call?
Mr. Carter?
Aye.
Ms. Clavis?
Aye.
Mr. Chairman?
Aye.
Mr. Sayer?
Aye.
Mr. Fox?
So passed.